The site consists of many important archaeological structures such as upsidal Chaitya Gruha, circular Chaitya Gruha and others. Now, let us begin discussion on some of the important structures. Upsidal Chaitya Gruha number 1. This structure measures 12.50 meter into 3.90 meters and may have been built into two phases. Mud, brickbats, Chandrashila or moonstone were found during the archaeological excavation. The upsidal end houses a stupa of 3.15 meters in diameter. Likewise, upsidal Chaitya Gruhas, the site was also consisted of circular Chaitya Gruha. The circular Chaitya Gruha number 1 is a built of rubble with a pradikshana path. Two entrances to the north and south are also found. A tiled roof may have existed which can be identified based on the sockets found near the periphery of the stupa as well as outside the wall. Another important structure is of small votive or memorial stupa which is located a little distant from the main complex. Its center is filled with a rubble and the outer side is plastered with a lime. The Pradikshana path was made after even leveling of bedrock and filling of rammed lime plaster, the traces of which are still visible. A unique cell which is a circular outside and squarish at the inside is located near monastery number 2. The entrance is to the north with the steps and a brick made moonstone at its front. Looking at its special features, it appears to have been used for meditation purpose by some important monk or head monk of the monastic site. The site Thotlakonda has also preserved the remains of monastery, that is a viharas. Vihar number 1 with open veranda at front was a rectangular structure. There were 14 cells, the floors of which were filled with a rubble and plastered with lime. Vihar number 2 also had an open veranda and had 11 cells. Few traces of motifs such as pot and foliage are also seen at the entrances. The stone steps or sopan lead to these cells. Near Vihar number 1 and Vihar number 2, some Roman coins were also found. Vihar number 3 is built upon a thick lime concrete bed which may have served to avoid seepage of rainwater. This vihar had 17 cells. Similar motifs of pot and foliage are also seen here. A pathway leads to the backyard and ends up near a rough circular stone platform which may have been used for bathing or washing purposes as per the observations of N. R. V. Prasad, the excavator of the site. The hall, that is a Sila Mandap or pillared hall, which is also called congregation hall, is one of the important architecture features of early Buddhist monastic sites of Andhra Pradesh. Likewise, many of the early Buddhist monastic sites of Andhra Pradesh, this site also consisted of a pillared hall. This pillar hall is at the heart of complex in the form of square platform of 28.50 into 28.50 meters. Rubble fill is lined with bricks. Three sides of the platform can be approached by a flight of steps. The hall may have been decorated with stucco panels on the side facing the Mahastupa. Uposat. A fortnightly ceremony may have been held here. The Buddhist site of Bavikonda has also preserved other important archaeological remains. Platform number 1 is located near the refectory but far from the religious structures. This may have been used as a dining hall as much evidence of pottery was found here. Platform number 2 is also built in similar fashion of being rubble filled and lined with bricks. Hall number 1, a rectangular structure, may have been built in two phases. The floors seem to be affected by seepage of rainwater. Hall number 2, termed as a refectory by the excavators, is also a rectangular structure. Entrances to south and west can be seen fronted with moonstones or chandrashilas. Hall number 3 has a square room and a big hall, each of which has a separate entrance. Many pieces of pottery were found near this hall, strongly suggesting its use as a dining hall cum store room. A tiled roof may have existed here, as can be said on the basis of findings of tiles nearby. A storehouse or a bhandagara of 6 rooms existed near Vihar 1. This also had a veranda too. After a brief introduction to important structures of phase number 1, let us move to the structures of phase number 2. Upsidal Chaitya number 2 of 11.60 into 3.65 meters has an entrance to the east. Purna Kalasha mouldings can be seen at the entrance. The Chaitya may have been added with various elements like hard concrete layer, entranceway and others in the subsequent phases. The stupa is not preserved, but its diameter may have been approximately 2.35 meters in diameter. The remains of potsherds with Brahmi inscriptions were recovered from the debris here. Paleographically, this has been placed in the 2nd-3rd centuries of Common Era. Circular Chaitya number 1 has preserved 8 courses of bricks and has a wide entrance with a moonstone to the east. A porch can be seen preceding the entrance. A stupa built in bricks can be seen. Although outer lining has been done with the bricks, the core is filled with the soil and brickbat. Votu stupa number 2, built of bricks, is located to the south of the Mahastup. Pradikshana path is made from the rubble, which then layered and lime plastered. Now, let us move to the archaeological structures belonging to phase 3. Stone stupas made from dressed stones of Khondolite has a Pradikshana path paved with dressed stone slabs. Its entrance to the east is approached by a flight of stone steps fronted by a moonstone. Votu stupa number 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 also belong to the phase 3 of structural developments at Bavikonda. 3 cells are located near the south of Mahastupa, platform number 1 and north of circular Chaitya Gruha 1 respectively. Broken fragments of Buddha Padas carved in locally available Khondolite stone were also found. A chakra adorns the center of these Buddha Padas and hills have Triratna motif. Such sacred motifs were more prominently used in the early Buddhism, that is Theravada Buddhism. An embellished stone barrel was also found at Bavikonda, which has been interpreted to have been used for mixing dye for the robes of monks. This also tells us of different secular activities which went on in and around the monastic site here. In the vicinity of two important Buddhist sites, that is Thotlakonda and Bavikonda, the archaeological remains of Thotlakonda are also seen. Now, let us discuss this less known important Buddhist site. This site, also known as Swami Konda, is considered similar in date and plan to the two above sites. Thus, a little mention of Thotlakonda is important to be noted for our understanding of Buddhist establishments in a wider context. This site was first noticed by N. Ramakrishna Rao and B. Subramaniam in 1991. It is situated at a very selectively chosen position which overlooks the beautiful view of the coast and valley and flanked by hills. Bus service to this village can be availed from Visakhapatnam, 32 kilometers away from here. A similar division of space into cloister, a path formed due to the enclosures provided by structures, refectory and ritual space can be noted at this site. A huge stupa and many other votive structures were also found here. A carving of yaksha-like figure made of a chondrolite slab was found as the only sculptural trace from this site. The sculpture is dated on the artistic feature to the 2nd century of Common Era. Many rock-cut water cisterns, of which 16 are known to date, are noted here like the other two sites. Trial excavations of this site carried out in 1991 and 1992 revealed the remains of a vihara which had 5 cells. These cells, like the ones at Bavikonda, were fronted by moonstones or chandrashila. The entrances are also provided with decorative motifs of Purna Kalasha, highly polished black ware, black and red ware, red slipped ware were found inside the vihara. 7 votive stupas were found near the 17th century Dutch building. Of these, the central one is larger in size with a diameter of 4.20 meters. At the northern side of the central stupa, a copper casket in 2 parts was also found, which may probably have been consecrated in the stupa. An inscription from this site has been paleographically placed around 3rd century before Common Era, and 3 other inscriptional finds were kept in the time frame of the 2nd century of Common Era. Like the 2 other important sites which we already discussed, Roman and Satwan coins were also recovered. Like 2 sites, that is Thotlakonda and Bavikonda discussed before, Roman and Satwan coins were also recovered from this site. At the northern side of the central stupa, a copper casket in 2 parts was found, which may probably have been consecrated in the stupa. In this module, we have studied 3 important Buddhist monastic sites at Thotlakonda, Bavikonda and Thotlakonda located in coastal Andhra Pradesh. These sites are important not only to understand the architectural and archaeological importance, but also important to understand the emergence of sacred religious landscape in early Buddhism. These sites have preserved archaeological and historical evidence which strongly attest that Buddhism was flourished in this region during the early historic time period, tentatively from 2nd 3rd century before Common Era till the 3rd 4th century of Common Era. These three sites can be approached from Visakhapatnam, one of the important towns of Andhra Pradesh. Thank you.